Y'all know I love a good shishito pepper, I do. Going in the basket. I don't want to look hard enough for the ants to get on me. Y'all, look at that thing with a slug on it. Girl, this a mess. I did get the green socks set up. Good morning, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia, and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. And we ain't doing no whole bunch of moving around, y'all. It is sticky, it is humid, it is warm this morning. I got up at 5:30 this morning, y'all. It's probably about 6 now because I had to make my coffee, brush my teeth, all of that stuff. Definitely didn't shower before I came out here because I'm gonna have to shower when I get back in. It's 6:15. I came out here because last night I spent some time watering, had to water the garden last night, and I noticed so many things, well, not so many, but there's a good amount of things that need to be harvested. I ate most of the cherry tomatoes while I was walking around out here last night. But anyway, we need to harvest some things. There's a shishito pepper that is loaded, and like, you know, I want those bad. We have beans that need to be harvested too. So let's just get into harvesting. None of my slicers are really ready yet, not in the bags. I harvested a bunch of slices, probably like 6 or 7 off of this purple green stalk. And so, well, lilac, off of the lilac green stalk. So I was really happy about that. But we really got to get out here. We definitely got to get them shishito peppers. And y'all, yesterday I had to water things that I don't normally water. The orchard area, those herbs that's in pots. Like, I don't normally have to water those. The birds are out here flying, y'all. They moving around. Anyway, I had to water all of that stuff last night. It has been a scorcher here. I think yesterday or the day before we were 100 degrees, but it felt like, according to them, I think 103 or 105. It's just been hot. And I know most people can understand what I'm talking about. So we're gonna harvest some stuff, and then I have 3 pepper plants that I want to put some rabbit manure in, because what I am thinking is the pepper plants that's not really thriving are in new soil. So I don't think it's the plants, I think it's the soil. And sometimes when you put new soil in a bag or in a bed, you have to work on it. Most times you do. So I'm gonna put some rabbit manure in there, but we're not gonna prolong this with a lot of me talking because it's gonna get warm out here quick. So we're gonna start by harvesting the purple potted pole beans that's on the trellis, and then we're gonna move over to all of the peppers. We have quite a few peppers that need to be harvested, and I'm just excited. I'm really excited. Finally, we are getting a harvest in a heat wave, but we are getting a harvest. And I'm going to use my botanical interest harvest basket. So let's get the harvesting. Oh, by the way, do y'all remember me saying that there was a pepper plant that I didn't know what it was because it hadn't started producing? Guess what it is? It's a shishito pepper. I'm excited. Y'all know I love a good shishito pepper, I do. So we got a whole bunch of beans that could be harvested. A good amount of beans. I don't want to say a whole bunch. I've been saying that the whole time. Not a bunch, but we got stuff to harvest, and that's what matters. That's what matters. Good amount of them, good amount. I love it. And somebody asked me where I got this yellow harvest apron from. A subscriber sent it to me. I'll put a link down below to it. I love this thing. I bring it out with me pretty much most of the times because even if I'm not harvesting, I might see something and I can grab it quick. Oh wow, this one went too far. I must have missed it because I harvest them every day if they're ready. That thing's huge. It's got the beans showing. If I had left it, it would have just turned into beans for me to plant later, but I'm not ready to do that just yet. I'm ready to keep getting harvest. And beans are one of those plants you really gotta look into the plant because you will miss them. Here goes another one, especially closer to the bottom where you would expect that they're probably not growing, but they are still growing. We got a few small ones we're gonna leave. There's one right here, and they get mixed in with the leaves too. So there's only a few off of here this morning, but the more you harvest, the more they grow. That's what they say. And then also, you can harvest small amounts and then preserve them so you can have a good amount. At this point, I think I've harvested a gallon of beans that I have preserved, and we ate some fresh too. So that's cool. I'm happy this year with how many beans I've already harvested this early in the season. And beans are pretty quick plants, especially bush varieties. They're really quick plants. And so I can replant them pretty much up until November if I have the space. because my first frost is not until November. We have a very long growing period here in Virginia. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the bush beans. Now, what I will tell you is I probably missed quite a few in here. And they're probably big, maybe not in this bed, but I think over in the bed over there, I have missed quite a few. And yeah, they're all very beany. I like to pick mine when they are much smaller, but I've missed them and that's fine. See, that's like a pretty, that's not super beany. It's just a big bean. I like that. And then the second row that we planted is starting to put out flowers and beans too. So that's cool. I'll move on to the other side. See if we see any in here. Other thing about bush beans is they get very bushy and you miss some of your harvest. Well, not miss per se, but end up with larger beans than you want sometimes. Or I do, because I like my beans smaller. But I still try to get in here and get what I can. These beans will be coming out soon anyway though, and being replanted, not the front row, but the back row will. I've been trying to keep them back so that they're not all over the eucalyptus. All right, let's move on to the other bed. I didn't get a lot out of that today. All right, and this bed is just going wild. Wild. But the new plants are definitely about to throw out some more. I remember seeing some yesterday when I was, yeah, look at these two. Very large beans that I missed. And I say large, but it's just because I like a smaller bean. See, I don't really like to see the bean. I want it just to be a skinny bean, but it's okay. Yeah, these are just starting to give out beans. I'll show y'all in a minute. Yeah, not a lot of beans this morning, but it's okay. Also, the green stalk is also starting to produce beans. See right there, we got new beans popping up and new flowers. This is in the second group that I planted. So we'll be getting a harvest from those soon. Let me show you the green stalk. And see, we got beans coming in on the green stalk now too. So now that we're just about ready to replant the purple green stalk, we have a next group of crop coming into the green stalk. And I didn't plant any beans in the pink or the yellow green stalk, but my other two green stalks came yesterday. I got another yellow and then I got a blueberry. I finally got a blueberry. I'm excited about that. Let's harvest these shishito peppers. So that was our bean harvest. We're done with beans now, but I have beans in the house from over a certain amount of days. I will preserve them, but things like this, I'm not gonna preserve. I just don't like a big bean. All right, so shishito pepper plant, looking good. Nice size shishitos too. I'm gonna go ahead and take all of them that are decent size. I'm definitely gonna be eating these with lunch today. Shishito peppers, everyone is not gonna be hot, but I wanna say they say 1 out of 10, it's a bunch of ants over here too, y'all. 1 out of 10 can be hot. So just so you know, if you're not a hot pepper person, it will sneak up on you, but you might get a hot one. I rarely get hot ones, but they do pop up. All right, I think we've taken everything. Oh nope, here goes some more down here. These peppers bounce back very nicely from the aphid damage that they had in the beginning, so very happy about that. We also have some banana peppers, nice banana peppers. And I try to harvest as often as I can because peppers are another thing that they say, if you harvest them often, you get more. Need to pay attention to that. I just be harvesting my food, y'all. That's it, and that is all. Also have some jalapenos behind us. And I've harvested banana peppers. Oh, there goes another shishito. You really gotta look for shishitos too. That was too small, but I already pulled it off now. So now we'll let this plant flower again and produce some more peppers for us. Let's get these banana peppers. I said banana peppers. I meant jalapenos, y'all. I'm also still seeing some beans as I sit down here. I can see now. I'm lower. Jalapenos. They're not really big, but jalapenos isn't something that I eat full most of the time. I might make some jalapeno poppers with some cheese or something inside of it with some breadcrumbs. We have a decent sized poblano right here. Nice. I'm happy about that. I'm gonna leave the other one. We got another poblano plant that has a pretty big poblano on it too. Then we have some Fayer or zones right here. I think that they are to turn purple, but right now, while I want them to produce, I could eat them yellow too. So there they go, going in the basket. I think I'm gonna leave that, let it get a little bit bigger, but it's a bunch of flowers on this plant, a whole bunch. Nice. So we have harvested this row of peppers right here. We're gonna move on to the other peppers that's near the beans. And y'all, I got a cayenne plant that is full of peppers. Of course, they're not red yet, but they are full of peppers. Well, it is full of peppers. Here goes a nice poblano. It's another one right here. That's a nice one too. Put those in the basket and move along. So this one over here, I believe, I'm not gonna pull it because I think that it's probably, I really don't know. Actually, I think it's a banana pepper. I am gonna pull it. Pretty sure that's a banana pepper. Nice size pepper. And so this is another shishito pepper. This is the one that hadn't produced anything. And I was like, I don't know what this is. It's a shishito pepper. And we love that for me. There's 2 more in there. And I just want to show you this. The Jimmy Nardello pepper is packed with peppers, but they turn red. And so we're going to leave them just waiting for them to turn red. Some of the sweetest peppers you will ever taste. They are absolutely delicious. Then we have one golden Marconi back here. That one isn't ready. It's green. So let's see here. We need to get the calendula for the morning. It's not a lot of them. The plants are starting to look kind of sad, honestly, but I'm still pulling off of them because they're still producing. Yeah, my pepper plants got so many ants on them. Like when I harvest them, girl, I get ants everywhere. But pretty sure I've seen some ladybugs. Someone told me, you could buy ladybugs. I'm just gonna wait and see if they just show up for me. If they just show up for me, we'll see. And I said ladybugs because most of the times if you have ants around, like on pepper plants, in my experience, there's aphids somewhere too. I don't see them. I'm also not looking that hard because I don't want to look hard enough for the ants to get on me. Some more right here. This plant still looks kind of good though. Nice and bushy and compact and not leggy looking, but it's also somewhat in the shade. By the way, my cucumbers over here, they died. I think that I was overwatering them because they kind of look like they got dampened off, which is fine. Oh, perfect example right here. So I have some more Armenian yard long. I'm gonna just replant them out. All of them that I replanted died. So it's fine. Some more calendula. Got a bunch of calendula in the house growing now, but this is my morning routine. Come and grab the calendula. And I also started more calendula plants too. So we have calendula in other places in the garden, but we also have new calendula started. By the way, the calendula in the pink green stalk is also starting to bud. So that was one thing I was hoping for too, is that I could get a longer harvest of calendula if I put some in the green stalk. And it looks like that's gonna be the case because it has started to bloom. Also, we're just about done with blueberries. I picked them again, but a lot of them that's left are small, and so I'm probably not gonna mess with the small ones. There's a few on this plant that I do wanna get. I need to get a smaller bowl, but it's not a big deal. By the way, that pepper I told y'all about, the cayenne long, y'all look at that thing. I mean, it is packed with peppers. Just gotta wait for them to be ready to harvest, to ripen. There's also some jalapenos over here that we need to get, but I'm still looking for the calendula. And there's a good amount of it in here. Ooh, that's gonna be a pretty little zinnia. Okay, zinnia, come through. I don't know what color it's gonna be, but it looks very pretty. Looks like it's gonna be some kind of purple. I'm imagining it is one of the precious metals ones, and they pretty. I got one that already bloomed. My bad, y'all. Y'all looking down in my mouth. All right, so that's the last of the calendula for this morning. There's a few cherry tomatoes here. Go ahead and take that. That calendula was sticky, but that's a good thing. Anyway, also a few cherry tomatoes over here that we need to get. Uh-oh, I dropped one. I don't think I care that much. There's some more up here that we need to get. Nice, with a slug on it. Put those in there. Whew. Hot out here, baby. All right, now off to these other peppers, mostly jalapeno peppers. By the way, I have like 3 small watermelon, and I do mean small, like they just showed up. The mosquitoes out this morning too. So these are the 3 that I want to put some rabbit manure in before I go in today. But we're gonna take these few little jalapenos. They're not huge, but I also know that they'll still taste good. There we go. Throw those in the basket. I think that's all that I saw. Oh, there's a little cucumber over in the greenhouse, so we're gonna get that too. And these are all, I think, shishitos. No, these 2 are shishitos. This is a jalapeno. I planted way more jalapenos than I wanted this year, I could tell you that. I don't know how that happened. They probably all germinated and I kept all of them and planted all of them. All right, heading over to the greenhouse. There's a cucumber in here. We're gonna go ahead and take that. Nice cucumber. Well, we got this one, but we're gonna pull it. It was shaped oddly. Very oddly shaped, and it was turning yellow, which I don't want it to produce seeds because I want the plant to keep growing. But we got a cucumber and then this little thing. I need to go in the house and get, somebody had told me they freeze water bottles and they put that into their chicken water, and that's how they keep the water cold right now. So I'm giving that a try. It's still kind of early, so I have the bottles in the freezer, so I'm gonna do that in a little bit too. Yesterday I just kept bringing ice water out here because I mean it's hot, y'all. It's absolutely hot. All right, so I think that's the harvest for today. Decent harvest, decent harvest. I'm excited. I haven't been harvesting with you all. I think that what I'm gonna need to do in order to kind of show how much I am actually harvesting is when I come out here and harvest, just turn the camera on and then I can do a day, like days worth of harvesting in one video. This morning I was just like, I haven't harvested anything with them yet, but I have gotten some harvest. Like I've had the patio tomatoes for sure and the early girls already. Some of them are already in the freezer because I'm making sure I harvest regularly this year to make sure that I keep my harvests going. By the way, the Brad's Atomic cherries, they're starting to ripen. They are a golden orange right now, but I'm waiting until I see reds and purples before I harvest them. So let's take this in the house, get the rabbit manure, put that in these bags. Oh, I want to start filling up the green stalks while I have a chance too, so we're gonna do that too. By the way, the yellow green stalk is looking really good, y'all. The lemon green stalk, but yeah, it's looking really good. I've been using it to give to the chickens for the most part right now. So just trying to, every time I harvest it, I'm just harvesting it so it could get bigger and bushier. And what I harvest, I give to the chickens for the most part. We need to harvest these again, but I didn't bring anything with me. Y'all, again, thank you so much for telling me that, because these chives were looking so terrible until I started cutting them, and now they're getting so much thicker. So again, thank y'all. All right, we're gonna do this rabbit manure in these bags. So these are the 3 bags, and you can see they're trying to produce, but they are struggling to grow. And I do think this is one of the newer bags. And I did put some granulated fertilizer in it, but as I have mentioned before, granulated fertilizer has to break down, and it does that over time. And a few people said that rabbit manure is available pretty quickly, so I'm happy to hear that. So we're just gonna scratch the soil a little bit around it, and then we're gonna water it in, cover it back up. The roots are not very deep in this bag either. And my rabbit manure bag bust, so that kind of sucks, but it's okay. I'm just gonna, and it opens at the top. Girl, this a mess. So we're gonna end up getting a few wood chips in here too, which I'm gonna try to pull out what I can. Maybe I'll just leave that on the ground. Anyway, gonna put a decent handful in here. Scratch it in a little bit, mix it in, and then water this bag in real good. I also have fish emulsion, so I'm gonna hit this with some fish emulsion too. But that's all I'm gonna do, and then we should see some improvement in the growth. But I want them to get a little bit bigger like the rest of the plants that I have. Well, not all of them are bigger, but you know what I mean. I just want these to grow more, essentially, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So it's about almost around 7 now. I know at 8 we gonna get warm. This is gonna help the soil in the long run too, not just this plant. So planning to go back. The last time I went to the farmer's market I was telling y'all about, they didn't have any, well, not they didn't have it. The vendor that does rabbit manure was not there. It's okay. We'll go back. I still have 2 bags. I haven't put any in water yet. I am going to. I haven't made any more comfrey tea either because it's hot. It's that simple. It's hot out here. Hot. So we'll follow these bags too. I was so happy I was able to find rabbit manure. Those are in and done. I'm trying to think if there's any other plants I want to do rabbit manure on before I take this tow-up bag back upstairs, back up on the porch. And for real, I could just kind of throw it in the beds if I wanted to, but I don't really want to waste it. I don't really want to waste it. And not waste it, really. I just want to put it where I know I need it right now because I don't have an abundance of it. By the way, if you can get one of these, it's going to save your back. It's gonna save your back when you're watering. I got mine from Home Depot. It's just like a long nozzle to water with. It's gonna save your back and you can get directly to the soil instead of also spraying leaves and things. Cause right now, if you are in a humid space, it's already wet out here. Feels like it's wet even though it's dry. So I try not to right now water my leaves. I still haven't used the sprinkler at all this year, but this thing really will help your back so you don't have to be bending over to try to get to just the soil. Okay, y'all, it has gotten good and warm out here. I mean, good and warm out here. But I want to show you, I did get the green stocks set up because I wanted to make sure that I like them where they are. They're not filled or anything where I was planning to put them. And so I do like them. I think it's really cute. It kind of leads into the garden and also into the greenhouse. I think it's so cute. So this is where I decided to put them. And my plan is to bring the walkway all the way out. So when you step through the green stalks, you also step through the walkway. And then my plan is to put some skinnier garden beds here on both sides and grow something in those. Now I'm a little nervous because my dog, she doesn't mess with the bags, but I don't know if she'll mess with garden beds. So I don't know. I want to put garden beds here. I want it to be a cute little walk into the greenhouse, right? So we'll see. That's where I want it to go though. And so before we leave, I do want to tell you Greenstock has a sale started today, June the 25th at 4 p.m. It is the Growing in the USA sale. And so they have planters starting at $74.97 today. I have my phone out so I can make sure I tell y'all exactly what it is. Yeah, $74.97. And then they have a limited edition Star Spangled planter. And if you follow Rusted Garden, I think that's his name, Rusted Garden, he had a red limited edition come out. And so that's going to be available. But you could get one that's basically red, white, and blue. I think it's more of red, tan, and blue, but I think it's really cute. I put it up on the screen. There is a link down in my description if you are interested. And you could get $10 off a $75 purchase if you use my link or my code, which I believe is Yellow Door 10. Not I believe, my code is Yellow Door 10. I'm sorry, y'all. I had a bunch of codes. So yeah, Rusted Red Garden color is back. So that's really cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. It got hot. I'm sure y'all can tell I'm sweating. I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.